This clip is a brief overview of the Cold War, which will hopefully help you understand it more. Now, the Cold War was a war of ideas. Communist USSR and capitalist USA competed to control first of all Europe and then the world. Now, the USA and USSR started as two members of the Grand Alliance, along with Britain, trying to defeat Hitler. However, after World War II, relations between America and the USSR swiftly deteriorated, until eventually Europe was divided into two opposing military alliances. On the one hand, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, with the USA, the UK, Canada, etc. And on the other hand, the Warsaw Pact, the USSR, Hungary, Poland, Czechoslovakia, etc. Both sides, as military alliances, developed terrifying new weapons: the atomic bomb, hydrogen bombs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, so that by the end of the 50s, both sides could blow up the world if they so wanted. Now, within this war, Berlin was an important city, as was the Caribbean island of Cuba. And the threat of nuclear war was very real in the late 1950s and early 1960s. However, in the late 1960s and early 70s, the tension eased, and this period is called détente. However, tensions once again rose in the late 1970s and the 1980s. And this was because the USSR foolishly invaded Afghanistan, and the USA elected the right-wing president Ronald Reagan, who had an aggressive foreign policy. Despite that, actually, Reagan and the Soviet leader Gorbachev had a very good relationship and started to get rid of some nuclear weapons. Now, communism eventually collapsed in the 1980s as a result of Gorbachev's efforts to modernize the Soviet Union. And actually what happened as a result is the Warsaw Pact collapsed, and actually the most significant moment in this event, the end of the Cold War, was when the Berlin Wall was taken down on the 9th of November 1989. Okay, thanks very much.